Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more 0 Hour. Welcome back to the LAN party that happened in Dubai a few years ago. This is Google and Size. This is the second time they played each other. Can't remember if this is the losers bracket or what, but since I'm not following the bracket pretty much anyway, it's just the second time they played each other. So if you missed the previous one when they fought each other, I recommend probably go back and watch that. But this is the second set. So we have Big Size down in the south. He is with the, is he Laser or was he USA? I missed that. I think it was either USA or Laser. They're both very similar armies anyway. Up in the north we've got Google with the China Vanilla with the pink. Now I don't know if this is random reverse or not, but if it's random then definitely Google has drawn the short straw here, as they say, because yeah, you would definitely prefer to have the USA. So I'm expecting maybe a 1-0 lead here from Size. Based on his strong performance throughout this tournament so far, we've seen him in some very good games, and Size is obviously one of the best players to ever play 0 Hour. So yeah, let's see what he's got to show us with these. Well, no doubt there's going to be V's. Interestingly, look what Size done. He's actually skipped the Chinook there. That enables him to get his first full V out very quick. I did wonder how he had 4 or 5 missile defenders queued there already and a V on the way. So yeah, what he's actually done is skip that Chinook here. I actually did a test once, you know, if you just do 1 supply and have 3 Chinooks collecting on it, compared to having 2 supplies with 3 Chinooks, actually, on the map that I tested it, where the supplies were both very close together, like here and here, for example, very close, the 3 Chinooks actually collects at exactly the same rate as the as having the 2 extra supplies. So sorry, as opposed to having 2 supply centers, I mean. So the first V does get sent down the right. It's already stopped 1 unit, stopped the oil capture, and it is wrecking things really. So skipping that Chinook there for Size has really worked wonders. Maybe that's something more people need to do with this matchup, like skip 1 Chinook. I've seen him do it a few times actually. It is something he likes to do every now and again. It does put the pressure on, and then you can just upgrade your second Chinook later. You would even argue, do you even need these V's straight away? But yeah, he just wants to be aggressive. He's lost his V there. I don't know if that was the splash damage there of the truck, but actually what I was paying attention to is his next few V's going to come straight down the middle of the map. Google must be thinking, how the hell has that fast V got straight down there? He probably doesn't realize yet until he checks the replay that Size actually skipped the Chinook to get it out extra quick. Because normally you'll get a V out, but it'll only have like 2 missile defenders in it because your cache is still ongoing. But yeah, skipping that Chinook does change the game a hell of a lot. Like, this aggression now wouldn't be happening because that V wouldn't have got in and caused that much problems. So yeah, Size in a good position. He's got 2 Vs here as well as 2 Vs here. Multitasking is super on point. 1 GAT here by itself is going to get shut down, pretty sure. Not even being controlled really, so that's an easy pick off there from Size. Yeah, I don't know if Google, like I said in the previous game, is a bit nervous or something, but yeah, when your unit's getting attacked like that, you need to be on point and like at least focusing down the V, because there's no ambulance here. Any damage you do can't be redone, so your next few units might actually be able to take this out. But yeah, otherwise Size is playing really good. He's got his second Chinook now. He's got a load of missile defenders here in the middle. I don't know where they're going, maybe just to fight these or something. But yeah, Size bringing back his Vs. Google's still on 2 dozers, so all things considered, he's still very much in the game, and he's getting his MiGs. This drone is here in the middle, so he won't be able to see that airfield being built, but he probably got an inkling that MiGs will be on the way eventually. Google with a few GATs now pushing down into the middle. There's going to be some nice laser locks here. Very nice laser locks. Size is on point, I'm telling you, this game. Look at that, man. 5 missile defenders took out 3 GATs, leaving only 1 remaining. That's even cost efficient. It's like 1,500 for those, but it's 800 a pop for those. So like, what was that? 2,400 Google lost, was 1,500 Size lost. So yeah, Size is on fire so far. You can see his XP is basically double that of Google, and a little bit added on as well. Strategy center now being built. Size now 1 and truly in the base. And I think this might be a very quick game. You know, what can Google do? Unless there's a napalm MiG out like right now. Because the oil capture has only just come in, but the Vs are already here though. So that oil really hasn't even got time to make a profit, and Google has been defeated. Wow. Did say I did say Google drawing the short straw there with China Vanilla, but let's check into the next game if this is reversed or not, because I don't know if it is or not. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like actually it is reversed, but they're doing it on a different map. We saw this in previous sets as well. So they do random reverse, but then they do it on a different map to change it. So yeah, whether that's 100% balanced or not, you would think more or less it is, because even though this isn't the same shape as Tournament Desert, it's still got like your 2 supplies. You've still got your 2 oils, which are fairly like easy to fight over and stuff. So yeah, it's not 100% there on it on everyone's terms. It might like be easier here for China, for example, like with the rugged terrain and stuff like that, and with these bunkers might be kind of easier. I think with the further distance as well, these have got longer to travel, so therefore you've got more time to react when they're coming across the map. If you get them inside them bunkers, for example, you could chip away at the V's, and you might be able to get napalm MiGs out super quick. So yeah, it's not 100% balanced when you do it on a different map, but I suppose it does equal variety. It's not like we're seeing Tournament Desert twice, which is all well and good. And we're all on the official maps again, remember? So is Google collecting from different crates? I don't think he is. But yeah, we're on the original Forgotten Forest. Nowadays it's called Forgotten Air Battle, and it's all like snow and ice bridges and stuff like that. Yeah, the original 0-hour bridges are actually very... I don't know if they're very buggy. Probably, yeah, you could say very buggy. They're not as good as land, for example. Like you can drive if you're really careful, you can actually drive a dozer off into the water on some maps. Yeah, believe it or not, you can. Units tend to get stuck and bug out on them a lot. Here come the first V. First V from Google. These buildings here have been occupied, though, by Size, so that side is pretty bunkered off. He's got a bunker here as well. Oh, and here. Is he hidden that deliberately behind the trees? It's quite concealed, isn't it? I didn't even see it until I proper looked over it. You can see it's actually built on an angle. It's actually got a gap underneath it. So this first V here for Google is trying to get something done similar to in the previous game, but Size just seems completely prepared for it. He's got bunkers all around. He's got a few infantry here in the middle. And he's probably upgraded napalm now because you haven't seen any more units come from there. So I think he's getting super quick napalm. So yeah, I like this from Size. Google with a load of V's though, now charging across the map. He needs to really get in and do the damage now, because if those napalm MiGs start getting up, which I have no doubt he's getting napalm right now. And yeah, if you got them in 2s, they just pick off these V's basically free, especially when they haven't got the tow upgrade. The missile defenders inside struggle to kill MiGs unless the MiG flies like right over it. But Google is pushing in now. He does have the tow. 3 MiGs are up, but one of them is actually just landing. One of them is still taking off. Those are picked off. Bunker picked off, and Google is going straight in. He smells blood. He wants to go straight in now. Size here with the Gatling defense. That's all going down. MiG comes in. But now the MiGs are going to get closed down on top of the airfield, and that is looking very, very bad for Size. $3,600 worth of MiGs just went down. All of the GATs have gone down. And now the V's with this ambulance should just be able to clear all this up. Ambulance might eventually go down, but will it really matter? Nice laser lock there from Google. Warfactor going down. This is looking like a GG. Just shows you in this matchup, it's far easier to play the USA. If the game does go longer and he gets a load of MiGs, then yeah, China has a good chance then. But it's kind of that weak point is before the napalm. That's when USA can just control the game. So yeah, nice play there from Google. He was under pressure to get in and kill the napalm MiGs before they got up in their numbers, but it's looking like 2 very quick games so far. I think we're going to go 1 apiece. Another close set, like we saw in their previous match, in match number 1. So there we have 1-1 for, well, not 1-1 for anyone, just 1-1. Okay, on to the next game. Okay, jumping into the next one. We're on Barren Badlands this time. Official maps are all the way down in the kind of bottom left, just the left side really, is the pink China tank for Google. Over on the right side, we've got Size with the China Vanilla with the cyan color. So this is an interesting matchup, to be honest, because in the opening minutes of the game, then I think tank has the advantage. You've got cheaper units, like GATs are cheaper, they come vetted. Your ECMs are cheaper. You've got stronger battle masters. Yeah, mainly them flamers getting into the base are very, very difficult to stop. However, if the China Vanilla manages to get on a propaganda center and get a nuke cannon out, then he has long range, whereas the tank doesn't have any long range. Tank is really good up front and close and personal with the head-on battles and stuff like that. Pretty much untouchable in tank battles and stuff like that. But is that second truck slow? Yeah, that's definitely slow. Because look, that war factory's already finished. See what I mean? That was definitely slow there from Google. I think Google's just under a lot of pressure now. I think being in a LAN environment and people like watching over your shoulder, people recording your games on phones and cameras and it being streamed to probably hundreds of people and stuff like that, I think the pressure is on, especially playing against a good player like Size. I don't know, I might be wrong, but the way you just forget a truck like that, it's quite a bad mistake because it does slow down your economy. It can be the difference between you getting out a unit in the next few seconds or not being able to, and then that might be the difference between stopping a flamer in time or not, stuff like that. So okay, so yeah, Size needs to get to a propaganda. Size has 2 supplies, by the way. Look at them, and there's no perfect supply placement here, so his economy is pretty slow. And by the way, I think this set is a best of 5, but it might be a best of 7. I don't want to look on the bracket because it's got the results on there. I don't want to spoil it for myself. Don't want to spoil the score, so it's a best of 5 until I say otherwise. It might become a best of 7 when I realize there's still more replays to go. Well, that flamer's not getting very much done, is it? This one might, though. That's very, very close. It tends to be with the flamers, like the closer you are to the flame tank, the more damage the flame wall does. The further away you get, the less it does. Like if you're really close to it, your outpost will go down or your building will go down very, very quick. But that is another unit taken out there. So Google is again, a Size outpost. Size is very good at this, you know. Like you'll be doing a fight somewhere and he'll just have an outpost in the back of your base. Seen it a few times. Didn't we see that in a previous set? But Google's getting a nice little army together. He does have a bunker to go through though, so he might need a flame tank. Google is bringing a battle master, but I wonder if that battle master is going to die. He's got a TNT planted on it, so it is going to die. Everything there does get cleared up. We were wanting to push in, but I think having no flame tank here is a mistake. Putting these GATs up here at the front is a mistake as well, because you're just allowing Size to pick them all off. And now these Battle Masters don't stand a chance, because Size can just unload like 4 of them or even 2 of them. And then these Battle Masters really need to think twice about pushing into that or not, because there's a clue. That's a tank and that's a tank hunter. You don't want to be pushing into tank hunters as a tank. Got a flamer here from Google, but once again, Size just seems to be a little step ahead every time. This is not even being controlled. And meanwhile, Google has got another outpost in his base to deal with. The only thing going well for him now, I suppose, is this attack here. But again, his weaker units, the anti-infantry units, are getting picked off. And now he's going to have all these tank hunters to deal with. But he needs these flamers. He needs to combine these forces rather than sending them separate like that. Size doing well, though, to pick off the economy of Google. Slowing Google down, no doubt. 100%. Yeah, that could have had a TNT planted on it. I think it's a mistake there from both players. Flamer might kill the power plant, but it's definitely going to go down itself. Size is very, very smart, building the power plant before that goes down. Because now that goes down, you produce really, really slow, but it's actually already on 70% because you started building it while the power was already in play. So yeah, that's smart. Another awkward supply because of the terrain. Nice defense there from Google. Google really is trying to get in with these flamers. Again, though, I think this army should be together. He keeps separating it. Lots of flamers versus outposts. So many outposts now for size. This is your main composition what you want to have in the beginning, because your outposts are actually cheaper than the tank outposts because they contain infantry, and infantry in general is expensive for tank. But the problem is for Google, again, he's going to have no anti-infantry, I will get my words out, in this army. And now just look at this. Look at all this XP being racked up now. Because these are double vet, they give away 200 XP per tank. So just look at Size's XP now, 2.2k. Absolutely insane. Ooh, Google with a lucky flamer has managed to get through on a very low HP. Size selling it so that Google doesn't get his XP. Size even more XP for him now, killing a double vetted flamer. Yeah, it's nice play from Size, to be honest. It is nice play. And I don't think this is Google's max potential. Even though he's doing well and he's under pressure against a strong player, I don't think this is his max potential. I actually think even though he's a little bit retired kind of at the moment, like we're in 2021 July, depending on when you're watching this video. He's kind of retired now at the moment, like following the World Series and stuff like that when he lost in the World Series. But I have a feeling he'll be back. Like he takes a bit of a break and then comes back. He's done that before. But yeah, I just have a feeling over the months where he was active, like playing the World Series and he had a few challenges against Xcal and stuff like that, those kind of performances he was doing really, really well in. But just here, just seems to be slacking a little bit, like sending units off by himself. The Flamers not mixed with the Battle Masters and stuff like that. But I mean, you're against the beast player that is Size, so it's alright to look at it as an observer point of view. Whoa, baby! Oh my god, that really is a meat grinder, isn't it? Wow. Well, maybe not a meat grinder, pizza oven. Pizza oven, and a load of tank hunters have been cooked. That's nice from Google. Very, very nice. And another flamer here. But the problem is that Google's base has been wrecked by a couple of outposts. Size is really good at sneaking them outposts around, like, whilst he's defending. Well, he was kind of defending there, wasn't he? How many outposts and tank hunters went down there? It was insane. I've actually missed the carpet and artillery, you know, because I just realized there's the artillery hit. So yeah, sorry about that. You probably saw it coming across the screen thinking, will he click on it? But yeah, it didn't. Interestingly, yeah, as I said before, China has the advantage when he gets his long-range units out, like Infernos or nuke cannons. Nuke cannon's the best, but we've not even seen a nuke cannon. We've just seen outposts from Size. So, yeah. This flame is going to get in. Nice mine drop. Very nice mine drop. You don't see a lot of players doing that, but whenever it happens to me, or whenever I see another player using it, the mine drop on top of some trucks really does work well, because, like, I mean, what's better, like doing a mine drop there where you might be lucky to get 1 or 2 tanks until he steps on him and then moves around it or force fires it, or killing 2 trucks and then stopping him collecting for the next few minutes because it's going to land on the mines again. So yeah, I really think hitting the economy is better. Like, even now, look, it's still taking damage. If it went over there properly, it will die again. So yeah, and then the problem is you lose 2 trucks. It costs you like 600 per truck. So you spend 1,200 building more trucks and then just die in the mines again. It really, really hurts. Does Google have a dozer? I don't think he has a dozer. Nah, Google... I think Google's dead. Oh man, poor Google. Size is nearly level 5 and Google is nowhere near. Even if you double Google's XP, it still doesn't equal the same as Size, but it all just comes down to them Battle Masters. Just look at how much veterancy these have got. Like, when you kill a Vet 2 Battle Master, it gives you more XP per unit and per XP for your General's promotions. That's why you've got these heavily vetted units. That's not from killing a GAT. That's from killing, well, obviously them 2 trucks there as well, but killing highly vetted units like Battle Masters. Nice little fight here with ECMs. Very, very nice. I think Google maybe will win this one fight here, but does it really matter? We got an Emperor out from Google. But Google's gonna only have one building. It's interesting how he squeezed an Emperor out with low power and his props just gone down. He must have already had it queued. Oh, nice EMP there from Size. He's level 5 now. Can Google win? He's got a chance, but it's going to be a very small chance. Your Size is still collecting and still producing. You could just make a Lotus and go across the map and just capture that. So, and that's if this Flamer doesn't kill it, because the Flamer's probably going to kill it. Oh man, yeah, Size can just, yeah, well played from Size. He even used the Frenzy there at the end to get the extra little bit of damage should he have needed it to kill the War Factory. Very, very well played indeed. And now he's got the army advantage with Tank. Like, if they choose now a really close map where Tank can get them Flamers in without many outposts being in, being out even, then yeah, it could be a very, very strong start indeed for Size. Let's see what's going to happen in the next game. Okay then, so it looks like we are back on Tournament Desert. I don't quite know how that's worked out. Back on, because the first game was on, yeah, was the first game on Tournament Desert? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? USA versus Laser, so Laser versus China. Now we have Google with the China Vanilla down in the south with the pink color. And up in the north, we've got Big Size with the China Tank. A decent build order to do as the tank here. It probably even would work here. It depends on the map sometimes. Like, so I suppose it's a bit risky on this map, but a really good build order is do 3 dozers. Still build your 2 supplies like this, but no war factories back in your home, let's say. But the third dozer goes straight down the map, build a war factory here. Just make like 2 or 3 flamers. The first two flamers just go here and go here, start flaming stuff down, or go straight to the power, flame that down, and then produce more flamers to flame the other stuff. I like to probably go straight to the supplies and start hitting the war factory and stuff, because that war factory now would be finished and the first flamer would already be there. Now, unless this is a battle master, which I highly doubt it is, it's going to be an outpost. Now, the flamer would pretty much already be on the way here. And you can flame down those, and that's going to struggle to stop it in time. It might be able to stop it in time, but you're probably going to have lost some trucks, or at least you might even be able to turn around and kill the outpost or anything. Yeah, more risky build order, I suppose. But sometimes, yeah, if you do this more normal style, then yeah, the similar thing can happen to what happened in the previous game with the amount of outposts and stuff. They really awfully placed supplies this set for sure. Just look at this from Size again, and it was both his supplies like that in the previous game. And then look at this from Google. It's just long distance. It's probably even worth making a 3rd truck if it's going to be that bad of a supply. So, yeah. Okay, Flamer versus Flamer in the middle. This one's getting a little bit dangerously close to the base. Google already getting a prop outpost down the middle. I think Google's actually doing pretty well here. 2 outposts on the left. Flamer survives. There's quite a few gats here now for Size, so I think the outpost will go down. But this one here is pretty low. Might run into it though. Almost runs into it, but that outpost has got very, very low HP, so I think it is going to get finished. But there's an outpost here now, and the same thing is happening to Size this time, but Google is the one controlling the game. I did not expect this, to be honest, from the Chinas. It's actually looking super, super good, because yeah, Size only collecting on 1 supply right now. He has built his prop. Then again, so is Google. Google's now getting his barracks, so yeah, Google ahead at this point. These tank hunters, I think, are going to get cleared eventually. Might kill another truck if they're lucky, but the GAT is on the way. Google, he's got an ECM out, but he's got to be building that Lotus pretty soon. Like, I like to get that out like as soon as possible. He obviously valued the ECM a little bit more. I think that Lotus was a little bit slow. Sai's not on any barracks whatsoever. He does have the money for a barracks and a Lotus though, so maybe we're going to see that any second now. Sai's re-establishing himself on the map really. He's got control of this. He's cleared his base up now. He's rebuilt his trucks. He's geared up to get that Lotus and to get the barracks and the Lotus out, so... Yeah, but Google's already a step ahead with the oil capture. Okay, oil captured, but his Lotus is going to get picked off like straight away. Yeah, Size would be happy with that. He might even just start killing the oil there as well. Got an Overlord out from Google. An Overlord's good, but I hope I only see one Overlord. Yeah, and then a nuke cannon. Yeah, one Overlord to get the subliminal messaging, get the speaker tower that heals all your army and makes it fire quicker and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely one Overlord is good because that's like the strong point of your army. But yeah, you need the nuke cannons then. Like, get a couple of nuke cannons like on guard here and then take control of the mid. I think that'll be really good for him. Size catching up in terms of the oil, so he'll have one oil apiece. So it's pretty even now. But Sai's doing his tournament desert tricks, which is get the middle very, very quick. He likes to get that third supply going ASAP, and he is now collecting from there. But Google's at risk of losing this oil because there's quite a big army here. The only thing for Size is if you actually click on that now to attack it, the GATs will attack, but a lot of the time the outpost won't attack. You've got to click it a few times or evac the guys. But actually, Google's about to take big damage here because it's just going straight into main base. Google's quite out of position. You kind of being put to work there. Third supply for Google. Google started this well, but one thing you don't really realize, I think, is that this supply, because it's so bad, it is adding up and it's stopping Google from having more units now. If that was a perfect supply placement, I guarantee you Google would have more money and more units out now. Nice nuke cannon. Wow, nice nuke cannon. Okay, the triple that GAT won't be able to stop. Whoa, baby. These nuke cannons, this wrecking things. Nice shot. He killed like 3 units in one shot, and I think he killed like 3 units in one shot over here as well. Problem is for Google, though, just look at these little mistakes, like just leaving these, and now a TNT's been planted on it. You've lost another $600 and another load of mining time. Even if that starts collecting now, it's going to explode probably with the $300 on board. There's actually a Lotus here from Size as well, and Size has now 2 oils. Lotus here from Google. Airfield, actually. Helix is out in time, though. Literally in the nick of time. Google does have a few GATs, though, and ECMs, so the Helix won't want to engage into that. Little pro tip for you is that the tank Helix actually builds 5 seconds slower than other Chinas. I think they all take 20 seconds, but the tank one takes 25. And that is a cash hack there from Google, and I like that. Size not spending all of his cash. I always say when someone's stealing your cash, just queue up a load of stuff, whether it be Red Gods or Battle Masters or whatever you need to do. More Lotuses. Oh! This is Size's Helix. That was in the base very quick, wasn't it? Oh, I think that Lotus hanging around a little bit too long. She's trying to make a run for it now. It might be a little bit too late. But the Helix has picked off the trucks. It picked off one Dozer as well. Even though there's a CC, it's still annoying because the Dozer costs 1,000. It goes down so quick. Helix is taking damage though, and supply very nearly goes down, but not quite. Has left it super low though, so Google wants to repair it. Problem is for Google, yeah, he seems to have forgotten about his oil on the left. Size now very much back in the game. Size is very close to level 3. I don't think he got much XP, you know, from that new cannon kill. Size with another airfield. It's got so many tank hunters out. Okay, Size with a little bit of an army here now. Google with a relatively small army as well, but he's actually pushed. Sorry, Size has pushed into Google's base now. Wants to kill the supply, but I think everything here is going to get stopped. Two helixes now for Size. I wonder if he's going to get one more. Going to get one more bunker legs, but he's got no speaker tower though, so these are not going to self-heal. But with two bunker legs, you can just come in and cause absolute devastation. Here comes a carpet bomb now from Google. I wonder if Size is going to see that and move his army into place. There's only one gap there, but you might be able to stop it. It's gone low. It's going to be a nice carpet, actually. Nice, very nice. Sadly for him, doesn't kill the war factory, but it did kill the supply with the two trucks. Very, very nice. Nice artillery. It's quite a nice game, this one, to be fair. Very, very nice game. Got a tank drop here from Size. Notice he hasn't got the double veterancy on the Battle Masters. He doesn't want to give away that much XP, because does it only give away 100? Or is it less than 100? It's only got the vet 1, but yeah, definitely not $200. Albino flamer there. Yeah, it's disabled and going to get shot. Yeah, when the ECM disables it and then it comes back to life, then it sometimes goes white. Yeah, Size still on 2 oils though. That's what's funding all these helixes, man. It's 2k. Every minute that passes by, you're making 2k profit from the oils. And Size has had this third supply now for absolutely ages. He's mined out on that supply. One thing I always noticed about Size for over many years, he did. Oh, as I was about to say, I was going to say he doesn't sell his supplies to get that extra bit of money. But there he just did it literally as I was going to say it. So yeah, ignore that. Usually he doesn't. And I think that most of the time is if it comes down to a last few buildings versus last few buildings, if you've got one extra building, it might be enough to keep you in the game. But I always think if you got another 2 anyway, do you really need that extra one? Better to sell that and get the extra $450. It might be able to get you another speaker tower on your licks or something like that for free. But yeah, Size still with 2 oils. Google's fighting a very big uphill battle. Helixes can now come in. Oh, nice micro there. Disabling the different GATs. They're actually both disabled. Helix is able to come in and pick them both off with relative ease. The Helixes probably could now even just engage that, but they're coming in, picking off this. Doesn't want to take the risk. He might lose one Helix here because he is just running away rather than fighting it. Oh, there's 3 GATs actually. Oh, is the vet 3? 2 Helixes do go down. So yeah, it's an expensive loss there, but it doesn't really matter because Google's not collecting on anything right now. He's trying to rebuild his supply. Another carpet coming from Google. Will it be as epic as the previous one? Maybe. I think the war factory's dead. I think the supply's going to die as well. Again. Ooh. Just needed like one more bomb there on the end. I think it maybe have been used a little bit too soon. But yeah, Google's under a lot of pressure. It's looking like he's going to go 3-1 down. Yeah, the Helix gets picked off there. But Size is just everywhere. He's got this aggressive war factory here. He's sending in the flamers, and Google just realizes this is way too much. Size is just everywhere. So yeah, GG. I've just realized, you know, because we're at 3-1 and I know there's more replays to go, that means that it's a best of 7. So I'm going to update the title. It's a best of 7. So yeah, I think it's the second time I've done that now. So yeah, I do apologize, but it's just because I didn't want to spoil the result. I prefer the excitement to see to see who's going to win. I think I did watch this like 5 years ago whenever it took part, but when you haven't watched it for so long, you kind of forget. So yeah, I wanted to keep it fresh. So yeah, we got more games, so that's exciting for you at least. Okay, so next match. So Size just needs one more to win. Google needs 3 in a row. Can't afford any more losses. We've got Google with the USA laser in the bottom right of Wasteland Warlords, another official map. He's the pink color. And then over on the top left, we've got Big Size, and he is he infantry? I really should have looked at his CC before we sold it, but yeah, I think he's infantry, maybe. If he's infantry, would that make it the same as the first game? No, it'd make it the same as the first game in the first set they did. You remember that? That was some kind of USA versus Inf. I think he's China Vanilla. Looks like a troop crawler rush with a load of tank hunters, maybe. Got a drop coming from Google. Because this is an official map, it's a bit of a weird one, because like this supply and this supply are both not safe. You got one safe supply and that's it. Nice little drop here from Google. Ooh. Size loses one dozer through the fence. Besides, he's preparing a big tank hunter rush. Probably going to be... Oh, it's not even a troop crawler, actually. Size doesn't want to engage that because 3 MDs will take down your GAT. Okay, so Google will be on 1 supply with the 2 Chinooks. Size only going to be on 1 supply. A few red guards have been sent back here to hunt the MDs. They were trying to kill the trucks, but sadly for him, not able to. Wonder if Size will now go for the oils. Google is actually going for the oils. If he gets those 2, like... Oh, I don't think he is, though, because his GAT's on the way. Size is so smart. He always knows what could be up. So yeah, sending GAT straight over there just in case Google's getting the oils, that's definitely going to pay off. Because now Google's invested like almost 1,500 for that. 1,450 to be precise. And it's been denied. Missile defenders here are going to get shut down, and the V's are going to get shut down. Size is just like, he's winning every single engagement. The only engagement he lost is when his poor dozer got picked off by 3 MDs just because his dozer couldn't fight back. But other than that, Size is just a beast. Look at this micro from the ambulance. That's nice from Google, to be fair. It'd pick off a lot. But there's 2 GATs here, 2 GATs here. And yeah, if they get in the supply line, it's going to be hard. I mean, even if they don't go in the supply line, just the D's versus the V is going to be hard enough. Poor Google, man. He's getting wrecked. This might be another fast game. If he loses this one, it's it. Oh, Chinook goes down. Chinook being moved out of the way. Poor Google, man. Poor Google. Should he have just gone for a full no eco there rather than doing this fancy drop? So many times I see a USA trying to drop the 3 missile defenders, and yeah, you stop 1 dozer, but then very rarely do you get much else done. You might be lucky to laser lock like 1 GAT if you park outside the war factory, but typically the China player, if he plays it right, will just get a couple of red guard out, or maybe 2 GATs, and then he will engage the missile defenders. So yeah, so many times I've seen the 3 MDs not really achieving that much, and it slows your amount of Vs and stuff getting out. And then Google, yeah, obviously went for the oils, but Size was on top of that, stopped the oil capture. It was basically just GG from that point, really. If Google had just lamed it and just done pure no eco, which is just like 2 full Vs with 1 ambulance, that's what a no eco is, and did that straight across the map, maybe he could have gone round the tank hunters, he could have killed the base, and then flown a dozer over to base trade. I think that might have been able to get him the win. Certainly a better chance than what he did there, but I mean, it's all right for me as an observer here just to look back in hindsight and say, oh yeah, well, you could have done this, but in the heat of the moment when you've got all these people watching you, the pressure's on. So yeah, and Google is against Size, and Size has been a beast for a very long time. He's one of the only players really who's played it since the very beginning. I don't know if it was like 2005 he's played it until 2021. Pretty much without any breaks. Like he might have taken a few months here and there or a few weeks or whatever. But typically now he just comes online, plays a high level challenge, and then goes offline again. He doesn't even play clan wars or anything anymore. He's just in challenges and that's it. So yeah, well played there to Size. Congratulations. I think this was the losers bracket. So yeah, I think Google is now out, so there won't be any more games that I'll be casting with Google, but there might be some more of like Size and Rage and stuff later on. So yeah, look out for those. So GG, well played. Congratulations to Size. As I said, this was played in like 2016 or 2017, so it's a few years old, but it's still good to look back and see the games from the LAN tournament. Everyone loves like Google versus Size and Size versus Rage, all these kind of players. So yeah, GG, well played, and see you in the next one.